You know, sometimes in life, you make decisions not knowing what the future entails. I mean, no one knows what the future entails. The Bible that I read and I believe in says that many are the plans in a man's heart, but it's the will of God that prevails. Why am I talking like this? I'm looking at the story. It's said for me. It's said to me that I have to speak about this story. I remember Colonel doing well in MSL, like doing wonders, bringing a player that he knows, a player that is from his own country, South Africa, by the name of Njabulo Blom. Unfortunately, how things have turned out for Njabulo Blom after Colonel has left, the new coach seems as if he doesn't like Njabulo Blom, and he made one stupid mistake that he was punished for. But when he came back, the coach does not consider him at all. Looks like he's not in the coach's plans. And as much as he's not in the coach's plans, therefore, what does he do now? Does he come back to South Africa? Does he stay and fight for his place? But what's the point of fighting for your place if the coach doesn't value you? You can give 120%, whatever percent. But if the coach says that, you know what, I don't like you, there's nothing you can do. We know that coaches, they have their favorites. They have their own players that they love. And worse, if you are not part of their plans, they can say that, you know what, I don't care how many seasons are left for this guy. Management, he's not in my plans. If you want me to succeed, do everything it takes to save money by selling this guy and get some money, and then buy another player that I see that meets my style of play. I mean, this guy was a star turning heads around in MSL last season or so. So now that things are happening the way that are happening, should I be happy? Where is his agent? What is his agent saying? Remember that his agent took him and said that, you know what, Kaizer Chiefs, since you're not offering or giving this guy what he wants, therefore I'm taking him to MSL. And therefore our hands were twisted, so that we can sell this guy with however much that we sold him. Now that he's not in the coach's plans, Sundowns have been sniffing around looking for him, saying that they want him. So they're just analyzing the situation. What are we doing as Kaizer Chiefs? What are we doing? Is this the type of deal that you should pursue? Wait, did he and his management burn the bridges between them and Kaizer Chiefs? How they left? I don't know. But as for me, I would say to you, look at how Njabulo overplayed and him being our product. I would say, but before I say what I would say, looking at our own CDM, Mthethwa hasn't said to the Kaizer Chiefs, no matter who says what, as much as my favorite player, one of my favorite players, he hasn't said to the Kaizer Chiefs, he hasn't really done well, he hasn't been even the shadow, or just a glimpse rather, of the person that he was at Stellenbosch, the person that he was under Bruce in the Bafana setup. He's not even that. He's a shade of himself. Like, he's not that guy anymore. Could it be that he was still adjusting? I mean, it takes time for some people to adjust to new environments, new province, new club altogether. It takes some time for others. Others, they hit the ground running, but it looks like for Nkosazana Ngcobo, he still needs more time. Could this be his make or break season? And so many of you already have written this guy off. And as for me, as long as the player is giving his all and is in his coach's plans, I will tell you that, you know what, I'm going to support the player. Probably he was trying too much last season. Playing for a big team, having the pressure of Chiefs not having won anything, and then he says, you know what, no, I'm gonna do everything by all means. Then he end up making so many mistakes. Because sometimes if you put a lot of pressure upon yourself trying to fix things by yourself sometimes, or sometimes you being too hard on yourself, trying to justify also the price check that is upon your head, can end up making even costly mistakes. And Gotsimpile, I mean, and Mthethwa last season, yeah, he didn't do well. And I would say to you that, you know what, this season, it looks like it's going to be either his make or break season. But I'll say we should give him time. And I hope and I pray that the coach sees something in him that made Kaizer Chiefs to spend the kind of money that they spent on him. So, with that said, this being his second season at Kaizer Chiefs in Gauteng, I would wish that he can do well, at least show glimpses of the old Mthethwa that we used to see, Stellenbosch doing well, and yeah, being part of the Bafana setup. So, with that said, if the coach says that, okay, you know what, Mthethwa, you're not in my plans, therefore would have made like, yeah, a huge loss, because I mean, we bought him out of his contract for 10 million, and he's the only recognizable CDM for us. It would be a shame to lose him. It would be a shame if this guy's not in coach's plan. However, we don't know yet. We don't know who is in the coach's plans. At the moment, we haven't seen the first starting lineup. We haven't seen even 5 games under Nabi playing, a competitive game playing for that matter. So I would say that we need competition. That's where now I'm saying that we need competition. And this competition, if we are to look at Njabulo Blom, I would gladly receive him back, fix things, kiss and make up with Kaizer Chiefs. I'll take him back. Instead of seeing him playing for the other colors, playing for the Sundowns, I would love to take this guy back. Not necessarily that the only reason, but because we don't have a cover in the CDM. We don't have competition in the CDM. The coach can play your math, can play your Zwane and whatnot, but there will never be the kind of CDM that we need, which is the type that Mthethwa is, that Blom can be, or that he is as well. I mean, he's experienced. He's also experienced now, coming playing from MSL, and we know that he was part of the Bafana setup as well at some point. So, with the experience that he has got in there, why can't we go for him? Why can't we go for him when he's available now? And we are told that his club are looking for offers. They've received offers, but nothing concrete yet is seen. However, the player has been offered to several other clubs. So meaning what, he's for sale. Can we afford him? Can we afford him? And if we are to say, okay, you know what, this team in MSL, if we are to say to St. Louis City, you know what, give us this guy for a loan with an option to buy. Option to buy, and then this season you just pay his salary, for example. We negotiate the kind of salary or the amount of salary we can give to him, and then we know now he's earning like huge amount. However, get a loan with an option to buy, with an obligation to buy. You can say option to buy, but I would say with an obligation to buy, meaning what, regardless of how it turns out, we will sign this guy. So with an obligation to buy. This season is just saving costs, raising money so that you can buy him. Let's say we agree, okay, you know what, next season we can give you 10 million, for example. But for now, give us on loan, and then we can negotiate in terms of salary. We can pay 50-50 in terms of salary, or we can pay 60, pay 40, or we can pay his entire salary. But next season, we want him back on full basis, on a permanent basis. So therefore, I would say we can go for this guy. I mean, your teams like your White Daddy, they've done it with Malula. I think it's Malula, Cassius, the guy who was playing there in MSL as well. And then they loaned him with an obligation to buy. So we can do that as well. We haven't really done so many of these type of contracts with an obligation to buy. We did it with this guy. Who's this track? Number 14 that who came No. The guy who was reminding me of Chihuahua. What was this guy? Forgot his name, man. The guy that was a striker did not score any goal. We did it with it was just an option, it wasn't obligation. So with this one, we can put that term and say that you know what, the obligation to buy because we know this guy. He has played for us before. So let's go and negotiate and get him on loan or even buy him outright. But for me, I would say that this is the type of deal that I would make, judging based on the fact that we don't have another CDM can provide cover and competition for from Teta. So, guys, what do you think? Should you go out, sign this guy Blom again? Would you welcome Blom again? And how much do you think probably he's worth at the moment? And will he want to come back and play in South Africa? Ask yourself those questions. But for me, I would say let's go for this guy, negotiate, especially if Sundowns is sniffing around him. I don't want this guy to don Sundowns colors. He's our own player and we know him, he knows us, and he can help us to regain what we want to. Regain our status, regain all those titles that we have lost to Sundowns and Pirates, you can say. So can make us be competitive again. I mean, we haven't really bought enough when it comes to midfield. We have bought defenders, many defenders. We haven't bought really wingers and all except the number 10 in Serena, but still we still need other players in other positions as well. But we still need to cement the CDM because once the spine is strong, that means that the team is strong. So therefore, let's go for Blom. I'm out. Let me know your thoughts. I'm out. Take care, guys. Take care. Love you. Cheers. FC Amakhosi channel here. Bye.